always been first, but I assure you, that's still me. I always come back.
Does size matter? For Mike Tyson? No. In this issue, we have collected for you the most famous case when Iron Mike knocked out giants.
This is gonna be a fight. Tyson, and you know it. You hit me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Hi, I'm Mike Tyson, heavyweight champ of the world. Let's talk boxing.
Pull his glasses off. Did you see his eye? His eye was just hanging out his head.
In today's video, we look back at Mike Tyson's infamous fights against 8 giants who couldn't beat Mike Tyson. Let's get right to it.
That didn't work. The boy scared to death. After we had the street fight, the boy scared to death.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't y'all have a street fight, Mitch?
For the ring, for the street. Thinking the man would do something about it. He wouldn't do nothing. Oh, man, he freaked me out.
Did you know that actually Tyson and Sal are good friends and he comes to the show? He knew, look there. Yeah, it's Mike Tyson. You see that? He got
The world media has descended on Las Vegas again.
Say no to drugs.
After Tyson's 10-round decision in favor of James Tillis in 1986, aura of inability from Kid Dynamite got a light hit as 2 heavyweights fought much longer, closer fight than boxing fans and bookmakers expect.
Big left hand, Thomas third. And now Tyson.
America is run by money. It's run by business. Is run by money. Money first. Money first. Cuts with the principle. What was right?
Not at all. If anything, I feel relieved, and I'm confident if I wanted to, I could have knocked them out.
It was Tyson went the distance for the first time, as he had finished his previous 19 opponents within the first 2 or 3 rounds, which gave some other heavyweights an incentive for contenders to win. Teenage Dynamite stopped the hype early and earned the highest possible payday, a non-championship fight.
Gonna give me a fight, I want Mike Tyson. Point blank. Michelle Tyson. He's a mo. I'm gonna knock him out.
Mitch Blood Green was one of the first fighters to use the new age of digital technology video cameras to get his message across for boxing fans.
Feast your eyes on a real heavyweight.
There was no social media in those days, but local news stations and TV sports networks like HBO would air clips during the broadcast to gauge fan reaction.
I ain't no joke. My name is Mitch Blood Green, and you heard my fight. Watch my smoke.
It's probably because the audio has been compressed over time, but I can honestly say I have difficulty understanding what Mitch Green is saying. 2 things were obvious: muscle flexing and homophobic slurs. And oddly enough, from what I understand, research shows that was enough to give him a chance at the world's most promising boxing. Gang leader raised on the tough streets, Detroit Mitch Green was a prominent player in New York in the 1970s. By the age of 17, he had witnessed his father die in a bizarre, fast Western-style shootout shortly before he himself was shot twice. Fortunately, not fatal injuries. Green tried to escape the gang by joining the UBA boxing gym in New York. But by this time, his street connections were too pronounced, as he was now hailed as the king of the New York street gangs by the NYPD for his role as a gang leader. In a deadly, bloody gang, things slowly began to change for Mitch. His reputation as a gang leader had been surpassed by a gang leader, talented amateur boxer, a muscular 6'5" big man who had amassed plentiful tournament success, including several New York Bronx Golden Gloves. Green turned pro in 1980 and quickly began racking up wins over journeymen and fringe contenders like Jumbo Cummings, sipping and biding his time. Trevor Berbick became the first man to beat Green in 1985, where Mitch told a good story only about himself by losing a majority decision. Both Tyson and Green were on the verge of the world title, so despite the antics, they were both on a likely collision course. Green's trash talk simply helped generate more interest in the fight, which in turn definitely struck a chord with Tyson, who openly admitted that he hated that ugly mother of effort.
Mike Tyson, traditionally, no robe, no socks. He says it makes him feel like a warrior. Makes him feel like...
Tyson first met Green in May of 1986 at Madison Square Garden. It was Tyson's first fight in a prestigious boxing arena, and also the first to be covered by a major television network. However, the event did not change the traditional robe and socks, free outfit. He was all business and had a personal vendetta to settle with the now not-so-confident Mitch Bleeding Green.
The last fight that we showed you here on it, that he didn't double up. He just was a little bit lazy.
Everyone has a plan until he gets his mouthguard knocked out of the ring round 1. While Green had all the physical advantages of the supreme Tyson boxing skills, and speed erased the gap size and weight behind Green first bell slips and fights back, forcing the much bigger man's survival mode. The fight became so routine by the end, the crowd knew they were witnessing something preordained conclusion. Tyson himself seemed his mind was somewhere else as he strangely kissed his trainer Kevin Rooney while he tried to give him intricate strategies and details regarding the fight. Tyson closed the show by trying to count the knockout, but Green's unwillingness to engage allowed him to grab and pin his way to safety, resulting in him losing 9 of the 10 rounds on each overall scorecard.
It was like
He broke his socket. Broke the eye socket. Yeah.
He broke his eye socket.
Yeah. The eye socket. You gotta hit really hard to do some like that.
Deep inside, that I was going to win this fight so easy because of his style. He's a dang tough opponent, and he took some fairly decent shots. But as you know, I won comfortably, and I didn't try for the knockout, and I used a great deal of discipline in there, not knocking him out.
Tyson claimed that he wore Green 10-round distance specifically to punish him for as long as possible, and regardless of whether there was truth or not, Green's personal pride was hurt, and he was willing to do whatever it took to regain a piece of respect among his peers. Aftermath. Green retired from boxing after Tyson lost and returned to the streets to make a living. Selling drugs, he always planned to one day bring Tyson back into the ring. But as his years' inactivity followed, Tyson progressed to one of the most dominant heavyweights of all time, undefeated and undisputedly. The days of fighting remaining contenders, such as Mitch Green, were over. It was only a couple of years after their fight that they would meet again. This time in the Green Element Street, in the early hours of August 23, 1988, Mitch Green learned that Tyson was shopping at a local clothing store close to where he ran the business on the street. Tyson had traveled a fair distance to pick up a luxurious handmade leather jacket. One of his friends at Dapper Dam, while Tyson was relaxing in the store with his entourage, Mitch Green exploded through the door at his own height. Angel Dust demands Tyson either give him a rematch or empty his pockets right now. There on the spot, Tyson, of course not stranger, with a street brawl dragged Mitch Green outside and beat him to the ground several times. Spectators said the fight was short, brutal, and very one-sided. In fact, didn't last more than 15-20 seconds, but it's more than enough for the heavyweight champion to inflict severe damage. There is no footage of the fight, regardless of the clickbait you see on YouTube. But there were many accounts what happened, that everything evened out, all except Green's story, where he claimed
the first punch here.
He did. He sucker punched me because he's with his friends, you know. And when he hit me, and I said I couldn't get a chance to get to him like I was because everybody was like pulling me, you know, holding me, like so he could get away from me, so he get away. And he ran from me.
Green was confident Tyson's fight that went mainstream news from around the world would add enough public intrigue to get his rival back ring. But Mitch had already burned his bridges between promoters in the sport with his brutal threats to Don King in past already shadow forbids him ever make serious money in call again after Green's failed attempts to get a rematch with Tyson. He filed a civil suit for $20 million because of injuries he suffered. During their fight, the former gang leader walked away with one small W to match the long list of elves who won the case and are awarded $45,000, close to what he had in his purse during their professional fight in 1986. Green returned to the ring 7 years later, but at that point, he was a shell of his former self and was beaten by a journeyman with a losing record until he hanged him up for good in 2005. As of 2022, Green is still the biggest character in life, but now uses his energy in his love of Christianity. He still has a beef with Tyson, but I think it's fair to say the two have moved on now, and whenever the topic comes up today, they both make fun of their infamous 30-year feud.